You hurt my feelings. I haven't said that in a while because it sounds so dang childish, but I sure can act that out in a lot of different ways in my relationship. And here's what I wanted to talk about. I told you guys a few weeks ago that we're going to marriage counseling. Now, we're a pretty solid couple. Of course, all couples say that are going to marriage counseling. But, anyways, we kind of really just wanted to keep opening up that communication. And it's like anything else. Once you get into it, you realize how much you just don't know. And that's the way it's been for me. And it's been really actually kind of exciting. Kind of like when you start reading a new genre of books that you've never read before, or if you go back to school for a class and you're like, oh my gosh, learning is so fun. Well, it's not totally all fun. One of the first sessions that we had, the therapist shared Dr. Gottman's Four Horsemen, and I'm like thinking, lay it on me. We don't do those things. We don't have any of those. It's like I'm going to talk to you about one of them this morning, and that is defensiveness. And I have really always been so super sensitive. It's ridiculous. And it does do a lot of harm to a relationship because if you can't talk about things with your partner, how do you resolve any of your issues? And there's a lot of things. If you think about it off the top of your head, you're not going to talk about my weight, and you're certainly not going to talk about when I last changed the oil in the car. And fair is fair, so I won't ask you about that $100 you spent on Amazon for health food and nutrition and powder while you're eating Cocoa Krispies before you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night. I won't even ask you when the last time you were at the doctor was. And I know that's been years because I don't even think you have a doctor. The things that we don't talk about, a lot of our problems stem from that. And while the things that I mentioned are kind of comical, if I can't talk about those things with my partner, I'm surely not talking about the more serious hot topic issues. So it opened the door for me to think about how much truth is there in what he said? Could I think about that before I comment? Could I maybe ask myself if there is something I could change or there's something I need to hear in that message? Another part of that, showing us that part of the Four Horsemen, was responsibility, taking responsibility for the fact that I am quite defensive and that it could be an obstacle in our relationship. So I just want to challenge you. I'm getting challenged in therapy, so I'm just passing on the pleasure. I want to challenge you to think about, am I too sensitive for my children, my sisters, my partner to say anything to me that could register as what do you call it? Corrective criticism and maybe improve my life if I were willing to listen to it. I'm going to go through the day today and see how many times the hairs on the back of my neck stand up because I don't want to hear something I might need to hear. Why don't you do that with me? Let me know how it works for you in the comments. Thanks.